Good evening, children. Welcome to your first online class of geography. The first chapter is resource and development. Now, I will discuss every topic separately in short videos. Now, first, the topic and its meaning. Generally, when we talk of resource is something which is useful to us. This is the common definition that you have studied in class 8. That means utility is the main criteria of anything. But nowadays, this definition has been added with certain characteristics. The first and the most important characteristics is that apart from utility, it must be technologically accessible. Now, what do you mean by technologically accessible? Means that with the available technology, we must be able to use that product. Like, for example, we are having huge quantities of icebergs in Antarctica, and we have parts of the earth that reel under acute water crisis, like for example our Sahara Desert. Now, if we can tie those icebergs and ice sheets and carry them or pull them to Sahara, maybe their water crisis is over. But we cannot do with the available technology. So water is not a resource for the people living in Sahara. So whatever technology we have, we must be able to use it. Like in the past, children, we used to have kacha roads or unmetalled roads. Slowly and slowly, as technology developed, we are now having super highways, expressways, bridges, and all this is possible because we have technology with us. Like for example, you are having your online classes, you are able to access the online classes only because you are having technology. So technology is very important in order to access any resources. The second important criteria is economically feasible. That is, with the available money, we must be able to get it. Like for example, your teacher has suggested some books to support your subject, but these are very costly books and you have very limited monetary resource to buy them in the market. So if you cannot get it, these books will not be a resource, and if you can get it with the available money with you, then it becomes a resource. The third criteria is culturally acceptable. Culture is very important because we have to have a basic moral value for everything or anything that we are using. So if you are polluting the resource and limiting its use for others, then that is not culturally acceptable. Or suppose if you are trying to violate the sentiments of others through the use of your resources, then that is also not culturally acceptable. Like for example, a terrorist who is using guns or bombs, for him those are resources, but it is not meant for the greater good of the society. So they are not resources. A resource must bring cultural well-being of the members of the society. So resource, along with utility, it must have these three basic characteristics, that is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and thirdly culturally acceptable. So human beings are in the middle of a triangle where we are connected with the resource and they must be supported. Resources availability is supported by the presence of a physical environment which has the resource. It must be supported by the institutions where we carry out research work, we develop our technology, and also the surroundings which are important. Thank you.